One day, Mr. Prakash was on a morning walk when he encountered Mr. Robin. So here's what they talked about. Hi, Mr. Prakash, long time no see, huh? How are you doing these days? Oh, Mr. Robin, I'm doing great. Oh, that's good to hear. And how's your son who's preparing for JEE? Oh, he's doing great. He's right now in IIT Delhi. What? He's in IIT Delhi? That's great to hear. Congratulate him from my side. Oh, sure, I will. Do you also want to become like Mr. Prakash's son? Then continue in the video forward. Mr. Prakash's son got into IIT because he used to follow a method called spaced repetition. So, what is this spaced repetition? Spaced repetition is a powerful learning technique that leverages the way our brains naturally forget information over time. By strategically spacing out review sessions, you can significantly enhance your long term memory and attention. This is what Google says. But in simpler languages, I can explain it like this. Like if you study a chapter and if you revise it after 7 days, or you try to remember anything from that particular chapter after 7 days, you are unable to do that. That's where spaced repetition comes into play. The name itself explains this method, spaced repetition, yani repeating after giving certain spaces. So let's focus on how it works. See, if we have to understand how it works, we have to undergo or we have to look over four things. First is the initial learning, second is the forgetting curve, third is the spaced repetition, and fourth is the optimal spacing. So initial learning, we observe that whenever we first encounter a new piece of information, our brain forms a weak memory trace, and that's not as solid, as strong as you want it to be. So after that, we see that the forgetting curve. That over time, what happens? The memory trace weakens. That memory trace, the neural connection which had been formed at that time, it weakens, and we are more likely to forget that information. So here comes spaced repetition. By reviewing that information that we had studied at regular intervals, what we can do is that we can reinforce that memory trace and strengthen the neural connections. And then uh, the last thing is that we have to focus on optimal spacing, because the key to effective spaced repetition is to review the information just before it's about to be forgotten. Like we can review the we can study on day 1 and then we can review it on day 3, then on day 7, then on day 14, and then on day 21, then after 1 month. That's how the spacing works, and that is what is known as optimal spacing. So, and this is the standard form. The optimal spacing can also vary with the difficulty of that topic, how difficult that material is for you or your friend, anyone. So this is how it works. Now, how can we implement spaced repetition? How can we introduce spaced repetition into this? So first thing we can do is we can use spaced repetition software, like softwares like Anki, Quizlet, Memrise. These softwares, what they do is that they are very great spaced repetition softwares which can store your data, which can remind you that you have to revise this, which can, prepare a plan for you. So you must check out. And this is not a sponsored video, so if you guys are thinking. Second thing is that we have to create our own flashcards. Using flashcards or digital tools like note-taking apps or spreadsheets, they can do a great job. And while I say flashcards, you can do one thing is that write a question on one side of that flashcard paper and explain, answer it on the other side. That's how you can also do it. And then always schedule review. Okay, schedule review, like this is my review date. Whenever you are making your to-do list, whenever you are doing your planning, always schedule reviews. Like this on day 1 I studied this. On day 3 again in the same week day 3 will fall, so that would be much easier for you to write there. Day 3 review 1. and then day 7 review 2, day 3 day 14 review 3. That's how it can also work. And then active recall, asking yourself, sometimes what happens is that you're doing a certain thing, like suppose you're eating, and just out of nowhere, or in out of nowhere, a thought comes to you. Okay, that was the chapter. What was the answer of this question? And that is just, that thought comes out of nowhere. You don't initiate that. But after that, what you can do, after you have answered that question, you can ask more questions from yourself. Okay, so what was, you can go way deeper, or get into other questions, because you know what, when you ask questions from yourself, the doubts get more clear, and they become more clear and clearer. So that's very important, asking questions from your own self. And then I think this is how it works, this is how it is to be implemented. And yeah, that's all for today. And please follow this method. And if you like this new format of video where the camera angle has been changed, you can comment it down, and soon the my that video will also come, my what I have got in this week, because the week has started. So yeah, and you can also, leave a subscribe over there, like button is also there, you can also comment. Don't forget to do all those things. That's it is because of those things I feel motivated to make videos. So yeah, that's all I think we have got for today. Bye bye. And I also have one thing to ask you guys. Can we make a study group? Are you all in support of making a study group, so that we can have a daily call on Zoom, one study session we can do together? If you all are interested, please comment it down below, and I'll be eager to do this if you ask from me. Yeah, so I think that's all. Please comment the answers, and let's meet in some other video. Bye bye, take care.